Ladies and gentlemen, let your apologies be as loud as your slander. I say again, let your apologies be as loud as you're slandered. Barcelona have just won away to Newcastle with 2 goals from Sir Marcus Rashford himself. What a game, man. Like, honestly, impeccable. What an atmosphere. I want to start off there, man. I'm familiar with St. James, the atmosphere there in Newcastle, and honestly, man, for the longest time, I thought Liverpool had probably the best atmosphere in the EPL, but I don't know. Obviously, I've seen Newcastle at home other times, in the EPL and the vibes and the atmosphere, but I feel like it's different when you have your team actually showing up to that stadium, and it was magic, bro. It was honestly magic. Those are the types of atmospheres that you want as a fan. Let's get back to the game, okay? Like I said, 2-1, Barcelona away to Newcastle. They get the job done. Going into the game, I knew that this was going to be a war, like a real hard-fought game, especially with the injuries of, Lamine and also Balde as well, who both of them I think would have been so useful in these types of scenarios. Lamine, there's no need to explain, like he creates something out of nothing. It's not the same with all due respect. Rafinha, he had a good game, I would say, like not the best of games, but it's a completely different ball game with lamineyamal if he's there on the right. And then Balde would have been so amazing. Like he's able to literally break the first press just by the way that he carries the ball, something that Gerard Martin can't do. And the less I talk about Gerard Martin, the better. That being said, first 20 minutes or something like that, they had their foots on our necks. They were literally chasing us down as if we owed them money or something like that, bro. I can't lie. It was insane to watch, and I loved it. I loved every second of it. Even though I was panicking as a Barca fan, I loved it, man, because that's the type of intensity that you want to see in those types of games, After the first 20 minutes or something like that, I think that we took more control of the game overall, and we did exactly what we needed to do. That's basically slow down the tempo and don't let Newcastle play the game. Newcastle is the type of team where they thrive on that type of gameplay, right? Like making it chaotic back and forth, like a basketball type of game, and that's the last thing that you want with a team like that. A few players that I want to mention from Barca, Pedri, of course, De Jong. That midfield duo was impeccable. The way that they were able to literally just receive the ball and like say, "Yo, calm down, take a breather. We got this." That was so instrumental because it kind of sucks the life out of Newcastle in the way that they were trying to play, right? So Araujo, I think he had a very solid game. This is the type of games where he benefits, man, where it's not like, yo, you ain't going to be passing much. You're just going to be just get in there, get your head in there. They're going to be crossing the ball. You're big, physical, fast. This is the type of game. So I think he deserves an applaud as well, honestly. For a lot of people that have been slandering him, putting him under a microscope, was one of his great games. Kubarsi had a solid game, I would say, as well. Koundé, I thought, did very well against Gordon. Rafinha had a decent game, obviously. Lewandowski had a good game, I would say. Not really involved. Fermin was ghost for majority of it. I will be honest with you. I did not like his game. Gerard Martin gets Elanga, bro. My heart was racing, I can't lie, because Elanga's fast. Gerard Martin, he ain't quick, bro. So in the first 15 minutes or something like that, he was getting rinsed, man. He was getting rinsed, and honestly, I was like, GG's. I've seen enough. Elanga's getting a goal or an assist or something like that. I might have placed a bet on it as well, but he didn't. So, Joan Garcia, man, he didn't have like any insane saves to make, bar the one in the first half, which was, oh my God. But even for the goal that they scored, man, honestly, he was very close to touching the ball as well. So I love him. I feel like just the way that he comes out, collects the ball and everything like that, it's something that we've missed for so long. He seems like so transformative as a signing, bro. I missed what it feels like to have a competent goalie, man. Ter Stegen up a shit in my pants for the last 5 years, or bar 1-2 seasons or something like that, bro. He makes the defenders play better and well because he brings that calm and coolness that, I got this, like that type of vibe to the rest of the team, which I think is hugely beneficial, bro. Rafinha, like I said, I think he had a decent game first half, not the best, but in the second half, I think that he picked it up a little bit. And then obviously we have to talk about Marcus Rashford. What a way to start off your UCL campaign, I guess, with Barcelona, bro. Like, that was insane. I think he had a very good game overall, okay? Obviously, there was flaws to his game. He made a couple of bad touches, a couple of bad passes and whatnot, but he's a winger, bro. I expect him to make a couple of mistakes here and there. I just don't want them to be as frequent. If there was one person that was going to make an impact in England, it had to be him, right? Against Newcastle. I'm pretty sure he already has 5 goals or something like that against them as well. The first goal, it's a good cross from Koundé with a left foot as well. The cross didn't have that much power. He kind of had to have more power in the header, and he did that very well. Side net, Pope tries to get it. He can't. Very good header. The second goal. mamma mia, bro. That was a golazo. That was a screamer. That was a bullet, bro. When that went in, I couldn't believe myself. My lungs were erupting, bro. I don't think there's a player that deserves it more than Marcus Rashford, bro. The things that he's been going through the last years or something like that. Obviously, we know how his career at United went, right? Technically, he's only on loan, so he still is a United player, you know? Never fall in love with a lone player, they say, but I might be there already. I might be there. He's been getting a lot of slander throughout the seasons, obviously for different reasons, but let's not forget who this guy is. This guy has the quality, okay? Had 30 goals or something like that. When was it? 3 years ago or something? At one point, mans were campaigning for a Ballon d'Or shout. This is a guy that he has the talent. I think the thing that he needed was to be in a right environment with a coach that backs him. Like, he's a confidence player. You need to give him confidence. You need to give him that positivity that he needs, and he'll perform. And I think this is his second full start basically for Barcelona. And bro, like, what a way. Last game against Valencia, I thought he was very good. This is his second full start. 2 goals. What more can I ask from the brother? You know, he literally won us the game at that point. Single-handedly won us the game. He was so decisive. He was so decisive in a night that we needed. We needed a spark. We needed something there. We needed something out of nothing. And he was the one that did that. Because at the end of the day, we had a couple of chances, but we were a little bit wasteful. Like the final ball, the final shot on target. It wasn't there. Then he's like, yo, send the ball. Pow! What a golazo. In terms of Newcastle, obviously, like I said, they started off the game really, really aggressive. Second half as well, they started off aggressive as well. That being said, I feel like they died down. Second half, man, I'll be honest with you, that's the most frustrated I've seen Newcastle players or like demoralized I've seen them in a while. And there was a reason for that. Because when you have a midfield of the technical quality that Pedri and Frankie have, you're not touching the ball. It's very difficult for you to touch the ball. And in my opinion, Newcastle thrives. They're the most like aggressive, most like intense team in the world for me personally. They're fast. They can press as much as you want. They can run. They can body you. They can do everything in terms of the physicality side of things, right? What's the point of that if you don't really touch the ball? And that's why I'm a big fan of technical quality and why I think that technical quality is king. Because listen, you might be fast, you might be aggressive, but if you're not touching the ball, what's the point? And that's the thing with them as well. You could tell that Tonali was frustrated. Tonali, best player from Newcastle in my personal opinion. But you could tell that Tonali, Bruno G, Jolinton, Gordon, they were demoralized at one point, like throughout the second half, because they just couldn't get near the ball. And that's what we did exceptionally well. And I have to emphasize it. Like, not a lot of teams go and play Newcastle in this way. Not a lot of teams, like even Liverpool, we saw Liverpool, they did get the winner in the last minute, but Liverpool played to Newcastle's game. It was very back and forth type of thing. For Barcelona, it wasn't. Maybe just the first like 15, 20 minutes, like I said. Other than that, they calmed it down. They calmed it extremely down. And this is a difficult ground to go and get a dub. You know, some teams go there and get slapped up 2-0. I'm talking to you, Arsenal mans. You know, it's a very difficult stadium to go away and get a result. But I do have to say that it delivered. It gave me everything that I wanted from this game. I really, really loved it. It had that intensity, and you could feel it was a UCL game, which is what we want at the end of the day, man. I absolutely loved it. I needed to calm myself down after the full-time whistle because my blood pressure was through the roof. I swear, bro, I think I was getting like a fever or something like that. I wasn't breathing at one point. I need to calm myself down with these types of games, bro. But this is a UCL, and this is Barcelona. So it is what it is. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a very, very physical game. I thought it was a good test for Barcelona as well. Like I said, they were missing a couple of their key players, which I think would have made it easier for them throughout the whole game. The one thing that I will say is I don't know if we necessarily learned our lessons from the Inter tie. The reason that I say that is because bar Pedri and even Frankie de Jong, honestly, I feel like some of the players, they still just wanted to rush it. Like Ferran Torres, I feel like he was just trying to rush it. Rafinha at times felt like he was trying to rush it. Olmo came on as well. A couple of times he was trying to rush it. Fermin as well. It's just like, calm down, bro. Calm down. You're winning the game. Don't do any extravagant passes. Just simple things like that. You know, you don't need to. I feel like that goal could have been avoided, in my opinion. It could have been avoided. I think the tempo went down a little bit. We got a little bit too comfortable the last like 5 minutes of full time, and then extra time happened as well. And like, it could have been a goal that could have been avoided, in my opinion. I wasn't the biggest fan of Eric Garcia coming on as left back. I don't know. It felt a little bit strange the way that he would receive the ball with his left leg. And then it kind of, when they scored, I was like, oh, yo, Newcastle, the atmosphere, you know, like I've seen this script before. The way that it was going with the missed passes that they were doing, I was scared. I'll be honest with you. But thank God we have Pedri. Thank God we have Frankie de Jong as well. Like I said, those two were impeccable for me today. And then obviously Rashford, who did his thing. Those are the main 3 players for me. Arao as well. I also loved how the Newcastle fans were like whistling every time that we slowed down the play because they wanted like more rhythm and stuff like that. But I was like, yeah, bro, nah, we ain't giving you what you want, you know? Like, we're going to slow it down. We ain't going to play your game. You're going to play to ours. So I really enjoy that as well. And overall, I think everyone did a good job. Hansi Flick, another dub in the bag. And yeah, hopefully the next one is PSG, I believe. By then, hopefully Lamine is back and hopefully Balde is back as well, because for that game, I want to have everyone healthy. And I know PSG is missing Dembele, I think. Doué might be back by then, but I want them to have a healthy team as well, because this is what we live for. We want these types of games. We want this intensity. We want this rhythm. We want this passion and this level. We want this level of the game that we saw today. Barcelona is one of the favorites to win the UCL. They're only going to get better in my opinion because it is the beginning of the season. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys enjoyed the game. Do you think Barcelona deserved to win, or Newcastle maybe they deserved a tie as well? Let me know what you think, if there's any specific player that you liked, and if you think that it would have been easier for Barcelona if they had, let's say, lamineyamal in the team. Don't forget to like, share, and support the channel. Until then, I will see you guys on the next video. Take it easy.